Asibongeni sibulele sibulele elithuba yazi sibukile lapha kuningi okwenzakalayo ne politically eSouth Africa kuningi kakhulu ongada fela oyenzakala Mary Shebile. We are waiting like to see where does all this lead to. Where does all this lead to? MK recently held their first anniversary rally, and they also had a gala dinner. To be truthful, I don't understand EMKP. Like, I don't know what it really stands for. And from my own analysis is that, it's someone who knows that he's got the following, who just going to open a party anyway, even if he does not have the clue and the ideology of what the party really wants to achieve. Because Babu Jacob Zuma was in power, good people, for 15 years. Like, he was in government for 15 years, cabinet for 15 or 19 years, if I'm not mistaken. He started as the MEC in KZN. He became the deputy president of this country, and then he became the statesman, the first man of this country. When you tell people about the failures of the ANC, those who support Jacob Zuma, they forget that he's been part of that. But they will tell you that, no, he was not a part of the failures. And when you speak about the success of government, the things that positive things that the government did, they want to credit it to Jacob Zuma. But when we speak about the failures, which is what we actually have overall as the country, they want to separate him. So it's those kind of things that you don't understand about some people. Logically, how do they reason? This person has been part of the government for the past 19 years, for the past 30 years. He's been part of that, and he's been like in positions of power. He's been in positions of power where at some point he's the one who hired everybody into the cabinet. He's the one who hired people into the cabinet. So all the failures, they can be blamed on him because he had the power to hire people. So he could have hired people who are competent. And imagine, with the voting percent that they had, people who are in cabinet, he would have won. He would have expropriated land without compensation. With the people that he had on cabinet, because those are the people that he had. The constitution of the ANC gives him the power to be of the country, gives him the power to be the one who hires the cabinet. The government, the president, have the power to hire people into the cabinet. Like, he's the one who selects who he wants into the cabinet. Almost everybody who goes into the cabinet ends up in parliament. EFF was giving them 6% for them to expropriate land without compensation. They didn't. And then they say, no, Zuma wanted the land. No, Zuma didn't want the land. If he wanted the land, he would have hired people that he knew they were going to vote with him. He had the power to fire those people. If he was serious about the land from the beginning, like from the inception, Jacob Zuma would have taken the land. He would have taken the land. But now he wants us to believe that at his age, he's going to save this country. So we have to worship him. We have to see him as this Moses said. No. Moses died at age 83 or 85 from the Bible, bruh. He did not come to save the children of Israel at 83 years old. He died. His journey ended there. At that age, good people, Anything that you could not do before that age, you must know that you have failed to do. And the best thing that you can do is to just go out there and educate people. But you cannot mobilize people and want to lead them to Canaan at that age. You can't. You can't. Yes, he's healthy. What? He's old, good people. He is old. We're not wishing him the bad thing, but the reality is that nature is not on his side. It's not. Whether we like it or we don't, it's a fact. Age is not on his side. But for me, you cannot really put all your future to that person. Let's leave his politics and incompetence. Just nature is against him. Even the MK that he had started, I don't think he's got like enough. Well, as but his age is 85. MK is not as well established. It still needs to build more structures properly, get the right people into the right positions. Those people that you see there, those people that followed, those people that you see mobilize, some of them, they are not there because they follow ideology. They are there because they want to take advantage. Horse riders, because MK is what is trending right now, and people want themselves into positions as quick as possible. They are not there because of ideology. And let me tell you, the day they realize that they've been sidelined out of position, it's where they will start tantrums. Already those things are already there, the signs of those things. So now it's gonna require him as the leader to be there to guide, to make sure that he gets the right people into the positions of power, and that will need time. That will, even the EFF for the past 11 years, we told ourselves we would die. It was well established. We never thought would Abo Freud they will leave one day. Abo Dalimpofu they will leave one day. You understand? We never thought that, but it has happened. Imagine if it does happen, because which is more likely to happen, by the way, not because you wish. It's just how things are. The man is old for him to establish a political party at his age, because he does not have time to see that political party succeed. A lot of those people, it's people who are just there for now because he's still there. They will behave because he's still there. You understand? That is not the political party that is going to be there for a long time. At least it still has to prove that. What I see about MK, I just see that this is a strategy to just delay the economic freedom for our people. Shem, it's just one of those things that are just becoming a stumbling block. One of the biggest stumbling block for economic freedom in our lifetime. MK is one of that. And the other issue that is now has been trending recently, especially after the EFF conference, is that of Dr. Ndlozi. I saw that he has made an ex post where he congratulates the new leadership of the EFF. A lot of people are speculating that this person is playing with people's minds. This person is playing with people's emotions. His silence and every now and then post on the other side is really, really, really playing with people's emotions, because he makes people not to really exactly know where he is. But anyway, the EFF have elected a new leadership now. The deputy president is Godrich Gadi, the former Secretary General of the organization. He's now the deputy president, and a lot of people have laughed or thought that at least Ndlozi deserved that position. But unfortunately, in politics, loyalty is everything. I think his close proximity with the former DP, and the fact that he knew, I don't know what he was planning really, if it is true that when he was asked if he knew about Floyd's departure, he considered. He considered and he responded the way he responded. I think if let's say he really received the news from Floyd and asked Floyd not to tell the CIC, when he was called and he realized that he should have just denied and said, no, you know what, he told me this person that is leaving. But because now I was still shocked, how does he leave after we established an organization? I haven't made a decision. What do I say to you, like, as the leader? I don't know. I'm still shocked where I am. And I told him what the decision he's making is a wrong decision. And all of that. You know, you could have said something very positive, not to say your mother has prayed for you, as your mother has prayed for you and all of that. But anyway, you know, a lot is going on, but we are yet to see what is going. But we must speak in one voice when it comes to economic freedom, and we need to stop personalizing it, because that is one of the reasons, because now everyone wants to be a hero of economic freedom. It doesn't matter who leads economic freedom in our lifetime. The most important thing is that it has to be there, and those who are benefiting from this dismantled vote of the black majority, who are the ones who are suffering from the current economic system, they are pushing for a continuous conflict amongst these progressive parties. Like, they are pushing, and as I see that they are winning. They are winning because, you know, it's like every day there's something to fight about between these progressive parties. And there's something to fight about every day. You know, at the center, the liberation movement has failed South Africans. And that's what happens. You know, the moment a liberation movement fails, like the ANC fails, like many liberation movement in Africa, this is what happens. You know, this is what happens. Many parties are starting, and some of these parties are not genuine parties, just parties that are being funded to ensure that we don't go to the same. Like, there has to be many of these black majority, and then they are hugely funded. And then, you know, you must ask yourself, why Nyani would you give Obosa, Action SA, give Rise Mzansi like 30 million? A party that has no seats in parliament, or that has 2 seats in parliament, you give them 15 million. And then there's someone who has 50 seats in parliament. That person has more impact in parliament because he's got more votes for whatever they suggest. At least he's got more votes, like he's got an impact. And then you don't give them 30 million, but you give someone who has 2 seats, and then you say you are funding for democracy. You know, CIC made a suggestion that, okay, if these people say they are not funding these parties because they are buying votes, if indeed these people who fund political parties say, and they are genuine in their funding of parties, if they say they are genuine, they want to fund democracy, why are they not taking their money and give it to IEC? Because the way IEC fund these political parties, because there's money that political parties receive from IEC as well. So the way IEC distribute this money, it distribute it proportionally. So that means those with higher numbers in parliament will get more money, and then accordingly in order. So the white monopoly capital just fund people in a weird way that you will ask yourself, but How are you expecting to get this money, 15 million, for someone who has one seat in parliament? One seat in parliament. And how are you expecting to get that money back from that person? No, he does not fund that thing because he's looking for that. He knows that this person is more likely not to win. But he has to fund him because he knows that those 5,000 votes that he's going to get, at least he can use them because they won't go to EFF. They won't go to MK. They will go somewhere. So that means he's taking some power away from those who would have economic ideologies that are against the establishment. So he knows that he's taken some power away from them. He's playing a role. If I can come now, I'm starting my political party, and then they see that there's a few people who are following, ngiyayithola nami 15 million. Ngiyayithola nami 15 million. And we don't seem to have studied how the establishment work. And bayasibetha good people, there has to be a way of finding like common grounds. These political parties must find common ground. You understand? They have to work together. They need to work together. Otherwise, the white monopoly capital is going to continue to thrive in South Africa.